So I just got back from my 13th daily consecutive run. I'm gonna try and do that for as long as I can. But today, we're packing to go to Dartmoor. We're going on another camping trip. Yes.
Ready? This is it. We're gonna go to Dartmoor. Yeah.
One small step for man, one giant adventure ahead. First steps of many to come. Starting the hike, the weather is beautiful, really nice, nice and warm. This may be the most beautiful hike I've ever done on Dartmoor. Walking right next to the river, going through these huge boulders and a beautiful mossy forest. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. A few weeks before setting out on this trip, I had the opportunity to talk to one of the head rangers of Dartmoor National Park. I asked him what he thought was the best way to plan a camping trip on the moor, and here's what he had to say.
Yeah, my name's Robert Stevenson and I'm a landscape and community ranger for Dartmoor National Park Authority, and I cover this site as well. Well, the biggest thing to do really, if you want to come out and camp on Dartmoor, now generally speaking on Dartmoor you can come out and camp on it, but there are a few commons and this is one where you're not allowed to camp. Okay, so the biggest tip at the moment is on the National Park website we have a really good interactive map which you can drill down and it'll show you where you can camp and where you can't camp. The general rules are there are about 4 or 5 commons where you can't camp at all, and on other bits of land basically just walk with your backpack and get out onto the hill, out of sight, not near any any private land or farmers' fields or whatever, and that's perfectly acceptable. And I think on the map it's marked in a purple colour. So if you go onto the purple coloured land, which is at least 100 metres away from any road or civilization, then you're allowed to camp, with the exception of the 5 or 6 commons where you're not allowed to camp at all.
Oh, that must be black tor then, because I'm sort of sitting here, and if I looking at the river there, and then I look to my left, that must be black tor.
There's the forest. Trekking on along the West Oakman River, we planned to camp a couple miles from Black Tor Copse, one of the 3 high-altitude forests on Dartmoor. It's home to some really rare and protected lichens and moss. So you see on all these boulders, they're known as clitters. All these boulders are covered in this awesome moss. This is just such an ancient woodland, so beautiful. It's amazing. As we approached the copse, we came across a couple old campfires. Many people unknowingly break the ranger's code by having what they think is just an innocent campfire where they can sit for the night and tell stories. However, lighting fires on Dartmoor is prohibited, and the reasons are specifically pertinent for a place like this copse. Though dead dry wood is in surplus, a small campfire greatly impacts the remaining wildlife. The old wood and dry ferns need only a small ember to begin a large blaze, and even after a small campfire, roots and moss on the ground surface can singe away slowly, scarring the landscape and making it difficult for new plants to grow. Dartmoor, being this vast expanse of peat and heath, is very prone to fires, and it's a serious matter. We like the sand back at the beach.
So I mean you could, there, that patch there, how about that?
Yeah, we could.
Don't really do that one, does it?
Right, to update everyone what's happened.
We found our way along West Oakman River to the little island, and we took a bearing on Tor, so we knew roughly where we were, and that means that we camped just a bit further down from there, looking sort of north really to High Willys and Yes Tor, and we're going to have a brew. Bye for now.
It's been a rather relaxed time here. for the last few hours at base camp. Just been lying down, listening to the radio and watching the clouds go by. It's been really nice. Being out in the wilderness is just so relaxing. It's like time just slows down. Man, this is crazy. Look at the mist. It's about 9 o'clock at night and we just walked out of the tent and then we looked up. Just so many beautiful bright stars. See the Milky Way. It is magnificent. With little light pollution. This is spectacular. It's crazy. It is so beautiful out here. When morning struck, we decided to take the same route out as we came in. For us, it was a second opportunity to appreciate the beautiful woodland area along the river, to see it in a new light and with our fresh and rested minds. Within 3/4 of an hour of leaving camp, we are finishing the copse. Look at this beautiful place. You know, these times on Dartmoor are really special to me and my dad. It's a time to disconnect from everyday life but reconnect with the present moment. A time to be together, a time to breathe a new air. But most importantly, a time to remind ourselves that the smallest adventures still hold the greatest lessons. And in this modern life, Mother Nature is something we can all overlook far too often. So more adventure? Certainly.